Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV's live coverage of the RPR S7 Corvette C7 brought to you by Rd2 Racing. We're coming to you live tonight from Monza in Italy, and as you can see out there, the guys have just started qualifying and they've got 13 minutes of qualifying left. So we've also got Mr. Jarvis with me tonight. Welcome Adrian, another night of the Corvettes. I'm looking forward to this. What about yourself?
Hi Bernie, hi viewers. Should be a cracker of a night. These guys turned it on for us last time, and being at Monza, we're going to see some high speeds for sure, and probably see a high speed shenanigans as well.
I think we will. We've got 39 drivers out there at the moment, folks. The first chicane is not in this configuration, so they're flat out all the way down the straight into Curve Grande, and that second chicane, they're actually hitting around about 280 kilometres an hour as they get into that first big sweeper.
Yeah, they're definitely hoiking it along there, aren't they? And going to be interesting to see as at the moment just letting the cameraman go backwards and forwards to see what's going on. And also Bernie, this track has got a few high speed bumps on the curb, so the guys are going to have to be careful they don't wreck the front of these cars.
They certainly will. We've seen a few cars, folks, wrecking the front of them, just hitting those bollards on that second chicane. So they don't have any fast repairs, or they've got unlimited fast repairs, Adrian, but they don't want to be doing that too much, do they?
Oh no, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things with these cars. If you do damage them, they will lose speed. So these cars are definitely dependent on aero, and it's something that you don't want to be coming into pit lane to repair, because you're just going to lose so much time. Keep going in there to get it fixed.
Oh, for sure. And having a look at the way this championship's run, folks, the layout tonight without the first chicane, as we said, it's going to be a 60-minute timed race. Sort of, you can expect one pit stop in there because they're running with fuel limited to 75%. Their incident cap tonight is 25. As I said, unlimited fast repairs, but as Adrian said, they won't want to be using those up too much. But apart from that, track state is 80%. They will clear the marbles before the start of the race, so it should be a fairly clear track for the 60-minute race there, Adrian.
Yeah, no, it should be pretty good. Nice and clear and open. So we'll see how they go. It's going to be awesome. Get some decent lap times here, and we'll see what the boys can manage here. But yeah, we're still going to have these guys are getting a little bit loose and causing a little bit of carnage as well.
Oh yeah, definitely, and we can see there Christian Hinton, his car's looking a bit loose there, but hopefully he'll sort that out. The fastest time in practice, folks, was in the 132s. Paul Keegan set provisional pole at the moment with a 134.544, but I guess 15 minutes, you've got 39 cars out there, Adrian, and they've got to find a gap, don't they, to put in those fast laps.
Yeah, you want to have some sort of clear air if you're quick enough, but you also want to try and use the advantage of the car in front as well for a bit of drafting to try and get a bit more speed up as well. So, and I'm guarantee you, Bernie, I don't think some of these guys will be having much wing on here. They're going to be having the wings stretched out a bit so they can get a bit more speed.
Yeah, well, it's quite a this configuration would be quite a low downforce config, I guess. The only thing they've got to watch is the chicanes if they're running not a lot of downforce.
Yeah, for sure. These things are skatey at the best of times, so a low downforce in corners. I think there's going to be a lot of throttle control on these cars tonight. Yeah.
Definitely agree there. I was just looking at the amount of guys that have put in laps. None of them has actually got in an official time yet, so a lot of them, we've been going for 8 minutes, and it looks like they've all had off tracks.
Yeah, getting a few up here. I mean, at the moment I see Matthew Barron's got up there 1:32.3, so I'm not sure if it's marked in there or not, but yeah, he's got a 32.3 there at the moment, which is quite quick.
Okay, I've just refreshed my telemetry. You're right. So Matthew Barron has a provisional pole at the moment, 1:32.343. Josh Skin is second with a 1:32.552. Christian Hinton at the moment sitting in third. Michael Hammond looking good up there in fourth. He posted the 11th fastest time in practice. And then rounding out your top five is Mitchell Taylor, and he's the first one in the 1:33s.
Yeah, so they've dropped down into the 32s, getting close to the 31s. We've actually, Joshua Skin has moved his way up there with an identical lap time. Would you believe that, Benny? I don't think I've seen anyone do identical lap times before. That's a pretty neat effort.
Yeah, I've never seen it in all the broadcasts we've done on RRTV, which we're well over the we're over the 500 broadcast mark. So that's the first I've seen of it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I may as well tell the viewers now, Bernie, but this is probably my second to last call for Red Pepper Racing this year. Going to be a bit on a hiatus for a little while. Just got some things to deal with outside of iRacing life and get sorted. But look, I'll be back sometime next year, hopefully early, but we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, so folks, you've heard it here first. I'm going to be missing my right hand pretty much with Adrian gone. And Adrian, I'll take the moment now to say it's been a pleasure, mate, and I'm looking forward to your return next year, that's for sure.
I know, it's been a pleasure serving with you up here in the comms book. It's always been a load of fun. I know we've had a few hard times, but look, now generally it's been a load of fun, covering off brilliant racing, helping these leagues get their respected racing up there and broadcast to the many viewers that we do get, and it's awesome to help them evolve. And it's been great up here. It's been awesome actually get to see brilliant racing, and been a load of fun. And yeah, I just can't wait until things get back to norm and I can jump back in and get sorted again.
Yeah, definitely, I'll second that. But folks, before Adrian has his hiatus, I've made sure I've booked him up this week. Adrian, we've got the final round of the SDRT V8 Supercar Series this Friday night, Bathurst Retro round, and I'm looking forward to that because the guys have been wheeling out some great retro paints in the V8s.
Yeah, no, I'm keen for that one. I think we've been calling for that one for a while, haven't we, Bernie? Yeah, no, that one's going to be a cool one to do, and then obviously a first for you, Bernie, and I'll be a pleasure to get one up with you as well as to join you for the Blank Pain Endurance Series. That's going to be a bit of a good one for us to do.
Yeah, it certainly will, and that's Saturday night, folks. We'll be doing the Australian split. Not that organised for it, but hopefully we'll be a bit more organised before the weekend. Well, I have to be. But let's get back to tonight's racing anyway, and let's have a look at the track weather at the moment. So it's partly cloudy out there, wind speeds 0 kilometres per hour, and a track temp of 33 degrees Celsius. They're pretty much running fixed weather for this series, so that's not going to change.
Yeah, no, it just keeps everything standard. I think they have a open setup policy as well, so if you got a setup there, throw it around and share it out there for everyone. I mean, it's great to happen. I mean, it's awesome. It just tries to keep the racing close, but obviously some people like a car set up differently to others, so it can be, you know, you might be able to grab someone's setup and they might be really quick, but you mightn't like it, so it's one of those things. But you can tweak it if you know how, or there's a few guys out there that'll throw up a couple of different setups. Yeah,
that's right, and the beauty of this league, folks, is they pretty much It's pretty much like club level racing. They race hard, but they enjoy their racing, and they have good camaraderie. When we're not broadcasting this, so every fortnight they run the Corvettes, which we broadcast. Every other fortnight they're actually running the Radicals and having fun in that car. So if you're interested, folks, go to the Australian New Zealand Road Racing Forum, look for the Red Pepper Racing RPR S7 thread, and you can apply there. At the moment they've got 40 cars out there, so if you love your racing, you are going to have a lot of guys to race against, which is always a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. And these guys have been around for a while, and I believe before these come along, the Radicals and the Corvettes, they've had GT3 series, they've had V8s and Formula Renaults, so they run in conjunction. They'll run one car one fortnight and the other car the next fortnight. So it seems like a really good way to have a bit of fun racing.
Oh, it certainly is. Now, the big question: can you remember if it's a rolling start or a standing start around here?
I think it was a standing start from my recollection last time we were here, because we haven't seen too many standing starts in quite a while, and I can recall mentioning on how that could be interesting. And I can tell you what, it's going to be interesting considering we don't have the chicanes here, and normally we see a big pile up at it, the first chicanes, but we're going to have these guys cracking along, and if they get out wide there through the first corner there, I reckon we'll see carnage.
Yeah, and when they're at full steam, they're doing about 284 kilometres an hour through the first big sweep of Curve Grande. Into that second chicane, they're dropping all the way down to 100 kilometres an hour, which is still pretty quick, but they've still got to wash off 180 kilometres under the braking. They're braking with about 100 metres to go, so you can imagine the sort of G-forces they'd be feeling out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like we said, this track's going to be open fast. There's a couple of areas here. It's probably one of my favourite tracks. I don't mind Monza. I think it's quite a nice flowing track, easy to drive. But it's going to be interesting. These high-speed cars, low downforce, because we're probably certain a lot of guys won't want to put too much downforce on these things, and just loose. These things can be loose, so they're going to be interesting.
Certainly is. And a minute and 10 to go, folks. Let's have a look at the point score. The top five you should keep an eye out for tonight. Josh Burden does lead on 35 points, but he's not out there tonight. But Warren Pickering, he was one of the big movers and shakers last week. He's currently qualified 26th, so he's got a lot of work to do tonight if he wants to try to get a points haul here. Matthew Barron sitting in third. Well, he's qualified third, so we can expect him to jump up a lot if things go his way tonight. David Lord, he's another fast one. He's qualified in fifth, currently fourth in the point score, so keep an eye on him as well. And rounding out your top five is Wayne Hewitt. Now, looking for Wayne at the moment, he's I'm just trying to see where he's qualified. He's not in the top 10, so he's also got a lot of work to do tonight.
So I can't see him either, Bernie. Sorry, I was just there trying. Oh no, there he is. 16th at the moment.
Yeah, so he's in 16th. So these guys, in the mid pack, they're going to have to watch out for that first lap, aren't they? Because we did see a little bit of carnage last time. Not a lot. It was a very high standard of racing, that's for sure. And hopefully we'll have that sort of race here again tonight. But somehow I have a feeling, just that gut feeling, that first chicane is going to be pretty hairy, and it might catch a few of the guys out.
Yeah, well, you're right. The first race out, they did a really exceptional job to get through that first corner, and you and I both thought there was going to be something happening there, but it didn't really pan out as badly as we thought. But once again, being at Monza, it always tends to roll up some sort of incident there, doesn't it? And I think it's, Curva Grande there. It's going to be a tricky one with cold tyres, and you're going to have two, I reckon 3 wide. That's going to be interesting. If we see 3 wide, that's going to be nuts. As the guys are finishing up, the checkered flags out, so guys are finishing their laps now.
Yeah, and speaking of nuts, folks, I'm going to get started on the grid because we've got 40 cars to go through, standing start, so I've got a couple of minutes to read out 40 names here, so take a breath, let's get started. So starting from pole position tonight will be Jeff Rayleigh, followed by David Lord in second. Joshua Skin will start out of third, Matthew Barron out of fourth, out of fifth will be Blake Neck. Starting out of sixth tonight, Miles Bond, followed by Christian Hinton. Wayne Stroh will start out of eighth, with Michael Hammond qualifying in ninth. Jason Bentz will start out of 10th. Out of 11th, Mitchell Taylor, followed by Scott Connors. Richard Hunter will start out of 13th, and then we have Evan Coleman out of 14th, Adam Briggs in 15th position. Out of 16th will be Stephen Apps, followed by Paul Keegan. Then Wayne Hewitt is qualified in 18th spot. Jeffrey Price out of 19th, Mark Hagaratz will start out of 20th. Out of 21st we have Darren Vouch, followed by Stephen Burgess. Oliver Fullerton will start out of 23rd, Tony Pincan. 24th, 25th is Gareth Lavelle. Warren Pickering will start out of 26th with his teammate David Miller out of 27th. 28th, Sean Watts, followed by Alistair Whelan out of 29th. Then we have Mark Dredge starting out of 30th. Out of 31st will be Mark Persavento, followed by Brian Inglis. Ricky Coles out of 33rd, 34th John Davey, and Stuart Fullerton out of 35th. Out of 36th will be Reg James, followed by Anthony Green. Gregory White out of 38th, 39th is Adam Hyland, and rounding out your field of 40 is Matthew Mann. Wow, I got through them all. It looks like Adrian's gone to sleep, folks.
No, sorry, Benny. Just listening to the chat on the channels. It sort of gets mixed up sometimes, but yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. How's the chat going tonight? And have they got any feedback on the volume control of the cars? Do they want it louder? Do they want it softer? They're all probably racing drivers, so they'll probably want to drown us out with all the car sound effects.
Yeah, they probably would, but just trying to hear a couple of drivers saying all the best and be careful on turn one, which is fair enough. I'm sure we'll be careful, but when that sort of happens, I don't think anyone is careful and they want to just keep charging through.
Yeah, no, they're never careful, are they? It's all this good luck, how you going, and red flag drops and it goes crazy. But I thought you were on the viewers' comm channel. But you can see, folks, 9 seconds to go. Huge field here, 40 cars, 60-minute timed race. We're going to be under starters' orders in 1 second, and we'll be racing here at Monza. So we can see the field now under starters orders, red lights on, waiting for the green to come down, and we are underway here at Monza as the smoke billows from the tyres, and the field of 40 goes into the first corner, which is Curve Grande. Remember, no chicane tonight.
Yeah, no chicane, 2, 3 wide in places, getting into Curve Grande as we go through the trees. Will we see a few go out wide as we're coming up to the first chicane?
Yeah, well, we can see at the moment Jeff Rayleigh's leading. Now heavy under brakes. Hold your breath, folks. Are they going to get through the first corner?
No, they haven't, Bernie. Big one here, back here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... Well, I can see a lot of smoke. Do you know any more about who was involved in that?
I did see some cars, but I'm trying to flick back, so if you keep an eye on the front there, I'll get back to these guys back here.
Yeah, and we'll get a replay for you very shortly, folks. But at the moment, Jeff Rayleigh's leading, David Lord in second. Blake Neck got a good start. He's sitting in third position at the moment, and Joshua Skin fourth. So Josh has got a good start. Christian Hinton also a great start there. A few cars we can see Christian now going wide. It looks like he's got some sort of damage because he's been passed by 4 cars and drops down to 10th position. So you can also see Adam Briggs there sitting in 11th. Then a little bit of a gap back to Wayne Stroh, Richard Hunter and Wayne Hewitt. Wayne sitting in 15th, started about 16th, but we can see one car now slowing and letting a lot of the field go past.
Ooh, just slowly caught up with everything, trying to get a grip of everything that happened back here. First started between Sean Watts and Warren Pickering back here, Bernie. But it looked like a little bit of netcode between those two, which is a bit of a shame there, because Warren's not a bad driver, and it looks like a little bit of netcode, and then the sort of concertina effect behind him.
Yeah, and we're picking up the replay now in super slow-mo. We can see Warren and Sean getting involved. There's another couple of cars sideways right behind them, though, and you're right, it absolutely broke loose, didn't it? We've got, 2 cars into the fence, Warren in between 2 yellow cars, and yeah, David Miller also taking to the outfield to escape any of the carnage.
Yeah, plenty of guys that went on the outfield. I think once again, first lap, everyone's underestimating where they are. You've really got to try and keep it in nice and tight there, and if you get to a certain point there, you're out in the gravel trap. But yeah, I think the other 2 cars that were involved are sort of like a knee-jerk reaction, and they're so close. I mean, sitting here with Ricky Coles, and he was right behind Brian Inglis there, and he was right underneath his rear wing there. So I think Brian's put the brakes on, and obviously Coles there didn't slow down either and turned him around.
Yeah, I can see Ricky now just coming out of the pits. He's had to use a fast repair there, and he's 1 lap down. Mark Persevento also coming out of the pits. He was also involved in one of the first laps incidents out there. He's also gone a lap down. The last one on the lead lap is John Davey. He's sitting in 37th in the Kenwood entry, and he's not looking too bad as far as the way the car looks, but he might be a little bit off pace.
Yeah, just a big incident there on that first lap, wasn't it? Just I think we knew that, we've seen it happen, so we were pretty well on track tonight, Bernie. This will be the first one we've done for a while.
Yeah, we were on track. We were sort of expecting that first chicane. It sort of unravelled a bit coming into Curve Grande, which possibly helped the field space themselves out, but they got through that second chicane quite nicely. Blake Neck at the moment, he's all over the back of Jeff Rayleigh, and he's got to watch himself because Josh Skin is also there. Michael Hammond is sitting down in 6th at the moment.
Yeah, just back in the field here somewhere and just keeping an eye on I'll let my cameraman go to some excitement stuff, and there's still a couple of banged up cars here.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. We're riding at the moment with Blake Neck. You can just see as they go past where that chicane normally was, it gets a bit unsettled. 290 kilometres an hour, now hard on the brakes here at the about 100 metre mark, down to 106 kilometres an hour for the chicane.
Yeah, these guys have got a little bit of a gap here at the moment, haven't they? So they're slowly starting to break away. So these top 4 are pretty well on their own at the moment, and if they get away too far, I think they'll run away with this.
Yeah, well, there's no safety cars, is there? So it's pretty much if you get that gap, then you earn it, then you get to keep it. And you're right, if they do get away, they will run away with the race tonight.
Yeah, so David's doing a great job at the moment out front, and like you said, with Jeff and Blake here, these 2 are battling, but see how quickly they're gaining on the leader down the straightaway. So you're just showing how much this draft is and how quick these cars are running tonight.
Oh, they're absolutely flying. The last our leader last lap. He did a 1:32.636, so they're pretty much doing qualifying pace out there. But we can see now Jeff Rayleigh getting that slipstream and having a look on the inside. They get a bit unsettled at well, not a lot unsettled, but you can actually see the bumps as they go past that, where that first chicane would be.
Yeah, very uneven surface there. Obviously, they don't maintain it like they used to because they like the chicanes there. But yeah, just just seen Blake there cop a little bit of damage there, riding those curbs a little bit too much. And yeah, these four cars, they're starting to close in on each other again, going out wide. Yeah, just pushing the limits, aren't they?
They certainly are. And Jeff Rayleigh, David Lord are both carrying that telltale front right hand damage. You'll see a lot of cars carrying that tonight, and I think it's just the way they're riding the curbs through those chicanes. One person that has lost touch quite a bit at the moment is Michael Hammond, and he's having some trouble out there as we see him now, just missing that chicane there. I'll get a name for you. That was through Ascari, but he's got his teammate Jason Bentz now making a move, so I think Michael might have some damage here.
Yeah, well, once again, it's coming down to, you know, we know that these cars lose a lot of aero speed if they get damage on there, and it's quite common now, and we've seen it on the GT3s, and yeah, they're looking pretty worse for wear, the fronts of them, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. Adam Briggs is carrying a lot of front end damage on that car, as we can see him now going past Jason Bentz, and look at Michael Hammond getting into that draft. And we saw this last night in the Skip Barber race. It's almost like they get such a draft, it's opening up that DRS, which they don't, of course, have.
Yeah, you can see on the back, I think it's on the back of Michael's car, or is that just an illusion? No, it looks like it's bent there. That rear wing plate is bent there.
Yeah, he's definitely got rear wing plate damage, and good spotting there, Adrian, to find that, because it's a bit tricky with that black paint job to actually see that, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be a difficult thing to pick it up, because it's just just the way it is. It's it can throw you out. You're sort of uncertain if it's damaged or not.
Yeah, then further down in the pack from 16th back, it's starting to get quite lively there. We just saw Wayne Hewitt also miss a Scari there, so this could be the telltale signs of carrying a lot of low-end speed, not low-end speed, low-end downforce, which could be making the cars a bit unsettled through those tighter sections.
Yeah, you know, you need the downforce to get through those corners, but the way that this configuration is set tonight is that it's really a high speed track, so the less downforce the better. And I'll tell you what, Darren, Vouch car, Bernie, it is looking second hand. I don't think he's going to be able to sell that for much, mate. It's looking pretty sad.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a moment. I was just watching Scott Connor's Christian Hinton there, almost banging panels going down the main straight there, but just ahead of them is Darren Vooch, as you said. Well, right behind them now, and you're right, that car going cheap, folks. If you want a second-hand Corvette, oh, and he's into the wall. It's going cheaper now.
Oh, it's it's getting beat up, that thing. I don't think it's worthwhile keep driving that one. I think the pit manager should be calling him in to get it fixed. And tell you what, there's a couple of them around too.
Yeah, and there'll be quite a few more of them around as this race shapes out. We've got 50 minutes of the race to go. I'm just having a look at Warren Pickering. His car's looking quite nice. He's carrying the new Redback livery on that car, but he's down in 23rd, so he's not having the sort of race he had last fortnight in the first round. Yeah,
once again, you know, just coming down to tracks and how much you like it, and how much an advantage you can get from it. These bigger tracks depends on how you suit the tracks, I suppose, and maybe it's not his favourite track.
Yeah, he's also carrying rear wing damage, but one of the movers and shakers at the moment to keep an eye on, folks, is Scott Connors. He's taken about 3 positions in the last lap. He's up to 17th. Last lap, I think, he was around about 21st, so he's definitely on the move and cutting his way back through the traffic. He did put in some pretty good practice time, so he does have the pace as well.
Yeah, it's quite strange. He lost a lot of positions to start with. He's down from where he should have started, so he's 5 positions down. So he's not only has he lost from the start, he's now got to try and work his way through and try and gain it back, because he was quite quick early on. So as a race car driver, he's generally consistent. So we'll see how he goes tonight.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll just see how he goes through Ascari there. The car's looking nice and settled. It's looking like he's got a good setup. It's behaving like he likes the setup as well, which is great to see. But up front at the moment, Blake Neck, the gap is 1.7 seconds back to Joshua Skin in second, and then they've got quite a big gap back to third, which is 2.8 seconds from second to third. Looking from third to fourth, well, they're a bit closer, 0.5 of a second between those guys, and then Matthew Barron and David Lord 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, it's definitely changed a little bit, hasn't it? We've gone back to the 3 drivers here in 5th, 4th and 3rd at the moment battling out, and then second is on his own, and first with Blake Neck, he's out there, isn't he? He's getting the lap times down, so he's definitely want to break away here.
Yeah, well, the top 2 there are their times last lap, 1:32.571 and a 1:32.819 respectively for Blake Neck and Josh Skin. They're the only guys really in the 32s. The rest are lapping around about the 33, 34s.
And these guys going to be fairly heavy on fuel when they start getting out on their own. So the leader's going to be heavy, isn't he? He's going to be really using that fuel up to try and stay out in front. And really, there's no fuel saving. So I reckon he's going to run this thing until he's got about a lap to go, and then come in, throw some fuel at it, and then jump back out. I don't even think it's worthwhile putting tyres on.
And as we now ride with Matthew Barron, just coming across there, you can see as the car just jumps around a bit as they go through that, I don't know, first chicane bypass, we'll call it. But yeah, getting back to what you said, Adrian, I'm not sure how much strategy would be involved with these cars, because they're running 75%. As we see one of the cars just get out of their way, and 1 pit stop. So we haven't really seen many reverse pit strategy this. I think the ones we have seen come in have mainly come in because they've had to repair their cars.
Yeah, I think we've seen it, and it's a pattern that we've seen throughout all our coverages of leagues, and that with this fuel percentage racing, is that generally the guys are out there until they've got to come in last minute. Rarely do you ever see a team or a person come in early and do it reverse strategy. Like you said, it's generally they just keep running until they've got to put fuel in, and then off they go. And even in this 60-minute race, you won't even need tyres, because theoretically the tyres should still be good.
Yeah, I reckon they'll just pretty much throw some fuel in to get to the end, which normally what we see, folks. The ones that do the longer runs at the start, as the time ticks down, they'll put in less fuel generally, and so the pit times should come down the deeper these guys go into the race.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because saving fuel could help you too. The more you save fuel, the less time you're in the stop. So you can put less fuel in at your stop and, you know, jump some of these guys. And if you can get a couple of second break in your pit stop, you know, you're breaking the draft from the other guy, so it might help you catch up to the next one.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it, isn't it? If they can get any help catching the next guy, I'm sure they're all going to take it, because at the moment they're pretty much, to what I can see, is pretty much hot lapping this race. It is only 60 minutes really, so these guys would approach it as a sprint race, that's for sure.
Yeah, and thinking about the time, I mean, we've almost gone through 20 minutes already, so that's how quick it's going out here, and how much these guys are turning on for us.
Yeah, they definitely enjoy their racing, and it's quite a spectacle seeing 40 cars out there running. And we'll have a look at Scott Connors. He continues to march forward, folks. He's up to 14th now, and last time we saw him he was about 17th, and before that around about 21st, so he's definitely the mover and shaker of this field. Looking at his times, he's doing the low 133s, so 133.503. The leader did a 133.016. Now bear in mind, Scott's also in traffic, Adrian, and he's still in the 133s.
Yeah, sorry Bernie, there's been a little bit of chat going on. Poor old Michael Hammond, he's out.
He's out, is he? That's a show. Look at that car, it's an absolute mess. We'll try and work out what's happened to him. He was running 6th, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's going off in here, I can tell you. I'm not going to repeat what's going on, but yeah.
Yeah, we can't hear it clearly, but we can hear the chat in the background. We're having a look at this replay now. He's coming through Ascari, and looking good so far. We'll keep an eye on exactly where he's come loose here. So I'm just trying to find the replay, folks, of what exactly has happened to Michael Hammond here. He has retired from the race, was running in 6th position. Do we have any more information on where exactly it happened, Adrian?
No, I just heard the chat and I was trying to find out his number and that. So by the time I told you, you were onto it trying to find it. So I'm not sure, but I can chase it down as we cover off the rest of the racing, if you like.
Yeah, because we saw him there making a great move and jumping up 2 positions. That was the last time we saw him. We'll stay with this, folks, because I think he came to grief pretty much after we saw him make those moves. But yeah, any more information you can find, Adrian, that's always welcome. There's also one of the... don't know which one that is. It's a Kenwood entry going very slow on the side of the road as well. So folks, we're just having a look at the replay of what's happened to Michael Hammond. This is the world's longest replay. We've stuck with him for over a lap, and the reason for it is nothing else on my telemetry says anything else went wrong, as in there was no off track. So whatever he hit was sudden, and I think we've just found it. Oh, we definitely just found that. There was actually a car parked across the road, Adrian, and Michael's nailed him at absolutely crazy speed here.
Okay, I might... Alright, I did... Remember we were seeing a few of the boys racing, and I did see one of them spin early, so this was a little bit on, and Jeff Rayleigh was in that group, and he spun, and the unfortunate victim was Michael coming in afterwards, so bit of a racing incident, I think, there, Bernie. Yeah,
we're going to have a look at the super slow-mo now, and we'll jump on to Gyro. So as you can see, he's trying to go on the inside. Jeff's rolling forward and all hell's broken loose. And as we ride with Michael in the gyro cam, you can just sort of see the G-forces he's experienced in that crash.
The only saving grace, I think, Bernie, he was near the pit lane. It wouldn't have taken long to tow.
Yeah, that's right. And whether he comes back out, but that's a real shame for Michael. He was looking good there in the top 6. But your top 5 at the moment, folks. Blake Neck is leading. The gap's come down to 0.8 of a second. Joshua Skin is on the march to try to round him up, and Joshua's moved up a few positions now. Matthew Barron sitting in 3rd and 6 seconds down. So Josh and Blake, they've dropped Matthew now. And then we've got David Lord sitting in 4th, 8 seconds down from the lead. And rounding out your top 5 is Adam Briggs, but he's just been passed now by Jason Bentz. So Jason's also got a lot of pace out there tonight.
I'll tell you what, even Jeff got hit pretty hard from Michael. He actually went out of bounds while he was still in the air, so that was quite a massive hit there.
Yeah, I don't know what the telemetry was with that hit, but we might jump on with one of these cars and get a telemetry, but I reckon they would have been doing well over 150 kilometres an hour. You could see from Michael's perspective, he was trying to go on the inside, but the other car was rolling towards the inside and just left him nowhere to go.
Yeah, Jeff had a spin, like I said, and he's trying to turn the car around, which is not an easy task to do, especially if you've got a lot of cars coming. So I think the end of the situation there, I don't think you could have done anything about it. It's a hard situation. You've got split second decision to make, and it can be either good or bad, and obviously it was bad for these two blokes.
Yeah, and we just got some telemetry off our race leader. He would have been doing around about 200 kilometres an hour at that point, and as you know, at those speeds, you've got no time to react at all. And also, Jeff was trying to probably get the car off the racing line, because sitting out where he was pretty much a sitting duck. And, you don't want to be doing those sort of sitting duck things when you're racing these cars. That's my professional opinion.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, you don't want to be a sitting duck. It's just a bad situation, and you've got to keep moving forward.
Definitely. And looking at people who are moving forward is Scott Connors. He's up to 12th now. His last lap time was a 1:34, but he's having a great battle here with Paul Keegan. So as Scott moves further up the field, as always, his progress should be slowed a bit as he comes up against these faster cars.
Yeah, so he's almost made his starting position up, Bernie. So it looks like he started from 12. So he's working his way forward. He's got less than 35. Well, he's got 35 minutes to go. So he's working his way there. We'll see how he ends up. Yeah,
and we know Mr. Connors doesn't give up. He's a hard charger. He likes a challenge, and no doubt he's rising to this one, because after that first lap he was in the low to mid 20s.
Yeah, so we're just how's his lap times going? He's doing 1:34, so he is struggling at the moment for pace.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a battle with Paul there, and tell you what, Mitchell Taylor here, 3 wide, going in with Jeffrey Price almost 3 wide. They tuck in now. Jeffrey Price, Richard Hunter here, having a great battle, and they're running down in 8th, 9th and 10th at the moment. I'm just having a look further down the field. We've got Wayne Smith, Tony Pincan there. They're battling for 16th and 17th. Wayne Stroh, has just passed Tony and continues his move forward. The other ones that are, where's Warren Pickering? He was 25th. He's sitting in 20th at the moment, carrying that rear wing damage. He's got his teammate from Redback Racing right behind him, David Miller, in the other Redback car there. So 21st for those guys. And Warren's definitely not the mover and shaker this round, but he did have a fantastic race that first round, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did, but he has moved up. He's moved up 5 spots from his starting position, so he's done okay so far.
Oh yeah, he's doing a great job. It's I guess I was just trying to point out, with the amount of cars out there, that your fortunes can sort of change from round to round, and that's how competitive this series is.
Oh yeah, for sure, Bernie. It is a very competitive series. The boys do a fantastic job, so it's great to see this series. I'm glad we got on board of this one. It's quite fun.
Certainly is. And folks, that was my way of trying to dig myself out of a hole, which I apparently may have succeeded in doing. But Scott Connors at the moment up to 12th. He's just got past Paul Keegan, and he will march forward. Looking back up front though, Blake, Neck, Josh Skin, they're coming into lap traffic now, and last time by the gap was 0. So what's a live gap at the moment? 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, so that's closed up considerably. So the boys are definitely fighting away, and with about 30 odd minutes to go, it's still anybody's race.
Yeah, and you can see now Blake weaving down the front straight there, Josh following him, and Blake's doing everything he can to stop Josh getting into that slipstream, but as you can see, he's in the slipstream now, and he's pulling in probably a good 4 car lengths just down that straight.
Yeah, it's actually amazing how much speed you can gain in the slipstream, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing, and tell you what, without that first chicane, folks, they are looking at redesigning Monza, and I think the new Monza won't have that chicane. They're also changing Curve Grande to make it even more high speed, from what I understand. So this configuration is probably close to what the new configuration will be in the short-term future.
Yeah, I don't think we need it any quicker. I think it's pretty well quick enough. I think maybe some nice sweeping turns might be more exciting. I don't know. Well,
if they go and run the old Monza here, down just before the chicane, if they chuck a left there and get on the old one, they'll get some nice big sweeping turns. As we see now, Josh Skin coming in. He's the first guys in to pit out of the front runners, so it'll be interesting to see what sort of time he does here, Adrian.
Yeah, it's actually unusual. I didn't expect someone to come in at the halfway point, which is unusual. Normally we see them probably 75 litres. You're probably looking... well, these are different, aren't they? They do actually run differently, so I could be wrong, but I thought we might have seen them with 20 minutes to go. Yeah,
75%. They should be able to get further than here, and his stop was 17.2 seconds, no tyres, so that's our benchmark. He might have been also carrying less fuel than the others, because 75% is their limit. Doesn't mean you can carry like 50%.
No, that's right. I don't think I've actually had we don't know. I mean, we've never been told if any teams actually started lighter. I mean, that could be another way of doing it, but yeah, it's interesting. It could work out. You could just put in enough fuel there to run for a certain amount of times. You put really light fuel load in there if you're at the pointy end or at the end bit or near whatever, and try and get some quick lap times in and then fill him up to the end. I mean, people have got to throw their strategies around a little bit, trying a little bit more fun instead of being the normal.
Yeah, that's right. Now Blake Neck, he's reacting, and he's diving straight into the pits. And Jason Bence is a fair ways down. Paul Keegan also made a pit stop while we were talking. His pit time was 17.3 seconds, so it looks like that's going to be the average time, as we see now Blake coming to a stop.
Yeah, I think it must be like with 75% of fuel, 30 minutes. So the boys are stopping in now. So fill it up, and they should be right to the end. So interesting little bit of strategy, really. Yeah,
and one thing, this may hurt Blake a little bit. He's stopped 20.3 seconds, and where's Joshua now? He's coming down the main straight. So no, he tucks in. He might get him here, because it's going to take Blake a little bit of time to get up to speed. You can see now Josh going on the outside. Blake's still getting up to speed. He should be up to speed now, but Josh is diving on the inside. He should get this position, and he does. And I'll tell you what, I thought he'd have a bigger gap, considering he gained about 3 seconds in that pit stop.
Yeah, it was a situation where they could have been a lot further along, but it didn't work out that way, did it?
No, and we don't really know why, because it's given us a lap time 2:12, but that includes his pit stop and exit time, so we don't have really anything definitive there. But Jason Bence is the leader, and now he's coming in. So I think you're right here, Adrian. I think the guys are just pretty much filling them up, running them to their limit, and then it doesn't look like there's a lot of pit strategy going on out there.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. But obviously, with 75 litres of fuel, maybe it only runs to 30, because we did talk about it in other series. It's they don't run as long as a GT3. I keep getting mixed up with a GT3. I know they can run for about an hour on a tank of fuel. So yeah, it's these are Corvettes, and they guzzle the fuel a bit more. So obviously, they probably wouldn't last the hour.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and yeah, half an hour. But if that's the case, like I said, in 15 seconds they're not exactly filling them up, are they? So 26 minutes of time left. Are the guys going to come in and do another stop, or can they do this in one pit stop?
Well, let's assume that they had these all filled up, which I wouldn't surprise me if they did, and they did stop and put what they need. If it took 17 seconds or 20 seconds, don't forget some of these guys mightn't have needed as much fuel as the others because they were drafting a little bit longer. But do see some guys there that generally around the 17 odd seconds mark, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're full. Some guys are a little bit longer. I see Matthew Barron, he must have thrown some tyres on there because he was in there for 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, I've got him down as 10.8 seconds as his pit stop on my telemetry, but yeah, we'll go with yours, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, don't ask me. You know what telemetry's like. Sometimes it does its own thing, but we'll see here now. Josh is under threat from Blake again, so this is a good old battle royale to the end, I think, Bernie.
Yeah, and they've been going like this lap after lap. Now Blake's on the inside, Josh on the outside, and Josh hangs on the outside, cuts across Blake's nose there, just to tell him I've got the corner, but Blake's also showing his nose, saying I'm not done yet. Yeah,
no, great racing. Oh, as Josh is bad getting in there, probably a little bit too hot getting into the chicanes, and Blake's got that move done. Well, awesome driving. These boys are driving really good.
Yeah, and we just jumped onto the gyro cam when that occurred, and you could see how quickly Blake had reacted to that and through the car on the inside. Just further back is Matthew Barron in third. He's live, let's have a look, 2.6 seconds down from the lead, so that's closed up a little bit. Jason Bent's fourth, and he's a long way down now. The top three have really checked out, 13.6 seconds from fourth to first, and then they've got another 4.3 seconds back to Adam Briggs in fifth position. So the guys are definitely spacing out once you get past the top two or three.
Yeah, they certainly are, aren't they? And it's still a few bits of racing here. Looks like poor old Warren's getting overtaken here as well, so he's having a really shocker tonight. So where he was up the front pushing away, and this week he's down the back of the grid.
Yeah, we just saw there Sean Watts, David Miller didn't come together, but they both Sean spun as David was trying to get back onto the track, and that occurred down at Della Roggia. So that was 23rd, 24th, and unfortunately Sean was having a pretty good battle at that point with Stephen Burgess, and Stephen got through, but Sean spun.
Yeah, and that's going to happen. These cars are going to spin. I think that was my sort of point tonight with the low downforce. I'll get it right soon, Bernie. Geez, terrible. But yeah, I think this is what we're going to see. These guys spinning, being unpredictable. It's just not right with the low downforce. You've got to have a bit more high downforce to get a bit more control out of it. You might be a little bit slower, but you'll have a little bit more stability under you.
Yeah, that's right, but whether you lose too much down those big long straights, if you carry a bit more downforce, that's probably the question. And no doubt they've tested that, down this long straight through Curve Grande into Della Roggia there. If they carry a bit more, how many car lengths are they losing?
Yeah, but I suppose if you can get in the draft, you should be okay. But the boys work it out. I think if you probably put one clicker wing in the back there just to give you a little bit more stability, yeah, you lose a little bit down the front straightaway, and you'll get more through the corners. But yeah, it's more straight line speed. It really isn't this track. But I don't know. I wouldn't like a thing slipping out underneath me too much on this track. It'd be a bit hairy.
Certainly would. I can't imagine one click would make that much of a difference, but then again, I haven't done a lot of driving on this car. I did turn some laps in between last round, this round here, just to get a bit of a feel, and it's a damn fast car, I'll give it that.
And it's nice too, isn't it? It sounds pretty good too, this one. It's an awesome little kit.
Oh yeah, it sounds awesome, that's for sure. And you can see at the moment Blake and Nick, Josh Skin continue this battle up front. 20 minutes of racing to go here at Monza tonight.
I'll tell you what, we've got 24th and 25th. They're battling out at the moment. Looks like Sean Watts is broken away there a little bit, but those boys are battling away at the moment. So it's good to see. Like, we're still getting battles all the way down the pack here, which is really great to see.
Yeah, and that battle's between Evan Coleman, Sean Watts, as Evan goes on the inside in his pet food entry there. I'm not sure what the sponsor is. We'll call it Pet Barn, Pet Food, I don't know. But as we see them coming down now out of Curve Grande, and you can just see the slingshot he got there. Yeah,
it was that old draft method again. It works really well. It's good for overtaking. So I think there's a beauty about this thing is, oh no, Sean Watts goes for a spin. So hard luck for Sean there.
Yeah, he's having a bit of difficulty with that car because he spun it. Let's have a look at the replay. He spun it up in the chicane about 1.5 laps ago. So it might just be a bit too loose for his liking.
Yeah, I think it probably is, Bernie. It's you've got to really try and understand your own skill set. I mean, yes, you can have a low downforce and be, pretty quick in a straight line, but I think at the end of the day, to be confident and do a good job, you just keep the car nice and settled and underneath you.
Yeah, and that car actually got loose coming into the corner on entry, which to me shows probably a bit too much low downforce in that car, which is affecting him a bit. It could also be his brake bias, it could also be his tyre temps, tyre pressures affecting it, who knows.
Yeah, there's a lot of different variations that can cause a car to do that. I noticed with some of the cars that if you lock your front brakes, you can actually bring the rear around. For some reason, the rear end wants to step around when you lock the front brake, which is really weird to me, but that's what I found, and it could even have been that.
Yeah, exactly right. And I'm going through while you're talking here. We've got a lovely fact file here, driver fact file, that's been provided to us. I'm just trying to find one of the drivers out there that we can talk about. But I tell you what, at the moment, Scott Connors, he's up to 7th. Well, he was 7th at the line. He's now up to 6th position. And let's have a look at what that live gap is at the moment. 11.2 seconds down. He's into the wall, so that's talk him up and he crashes.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I do not jinx the drivers. It's Bernie that does it all the time.
Well, not all the time, but this time he actually got away with it. So if you were talking him up, he probably would have written the car off, and he nearly puts it in the fence again. And I tell you what, Scott's either going to win it or bin it tonight.
I think that's how you're supposed to race all the time, aren't you? Win it or bin it?
Yeah, probably. But I wouldn't know. I try to bring my cars back looking as pristine as they were when they rolled onto the grid. Maybe that's my problem.
Yeah, that's because you're a race team owner, so you're trying to look after the equipment, so you don't have to foot the bill repair. I'm
not an owner anymore, though. Maybe it's the that old habit of once being an owner. Now I'm footloose and fancy free, and someone else can pay the bills. Except I'm a privateer now, which means I pay the bills.
So you're still an owner, so you still got to pay those sort of bills. So you're still driving out there like driving Miss Daisy.
Fair go. I wouldn't go that far, but anyway, folks, that was a great conversation that was leading nowhere, apart from Adrian having a crack at me, which, you always try to get something in, don't you?
Oh, always, mate, always. I just try and stick that knife in and twist it a little bit harder. So if I didn't do that at some stage, there'd be something wrong with me.
Yeah. Oh, dearie me. Another driver we haven't seen much of tonight is Mark Hagaratz. He's actually down here in 15th, and he's having, he's just trying to see. No, he's got quite a bit of a gap. That car behind him must be a lap down. But, 15th position for Mark, and the car's looking pretty clean.
Yeah, I just saw a car spin in the background. I'll get the number for you in a moment, Bernie.
Yeah, no worries. So let's have a look at our top 10 at the moment, folks. So you can see with 14 minutes to go who are going to be the players towards the end of this race. So we have Blake Neck leading. He's the live gap 1.2 seconds. So he's starting to get a bit of a march on here from Josh Skin in second. Third is Matty Barron, and he was 4 seconds down. Still in touch, but a bit of work to do. Then 23 seconds down is Jason Bentz in fourth, followed by Adam Briggs. and he's 5 seconds behind Jason. 6th, Scott Connors. He's 41 seconds down from the lead now, and he's pretty much lapping on the same pace as second, so I don't think in 13 minutes he'll catch them, but as he's just about losing it again. 7th is Richard Hunter, followed by Wayne Hewitt in 8th, and he's 46 seconds down from the lead. 9th is Mitchell Taylor, and then rounding out your top 10 is Paul Keegan.
Fantastic, Bernie, and the car that I can give you is 444.
So that was a car that was having a bit of a spin.
Yeah, mate, pretty lazy spin actually.
Okay, well we might stay here with the action as we just saw Christian Hinton go on the inside of Miles Bond here. These guys are actually having quite a good battle. So you can see now Miles getting the slingshot. He's got a bit of damage there, which is slowing his Wizard of Oz entry, but he's hanging it on the inside through Curve Grande. Christian's gone wide, and then they're right up behind Paul Keegan, Mitchell Taylor. So this is a battle for 4 going on here.
Yeah, looks like someone lost it out in front, but see all that dirt cleaning up on the track there as well as they're coming offline on track, which is a nice little thing that's going on there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see much dirt on the track in 60 minutes, but there's been so much action through that chicane, they've carried a lot back on the track.
With 40 odd cars there, Bernie, it wouldn't surprise me with all that dirt getting thrown up there.
Yeah, I guess. It just goes to show my prediction was wrong once again, but we're riding on the back of Paul Keegan here and looking back at Christian Hinton. And Christian starting to move forward again, and in the KRF entry, dives in under brakes. Good camera work there by the guy you duct taped to the back of Paul Keegan's car.
Yeah, and while you're all giving the viewers the view from that point of view, I was watching Christian from the inside of his car, and man, he had to take a little bit of evasive action there and not rear-end him as they're going to overtake this car here and dive on the inside. See if Christian can get the job done as he's closing up here at the moment.
Yeah, and Paul's using the old box him in with the pass as we ride with Christian now. He's having to tuck in too wide. He'll get it done on the exit, as we see that look like Wayne Stroh having a spin there.
Yeah, spin in front, which is going to happen if you've got low downforce. Trying to get on the gas too quick, you're going to light those things up and go sideways. And this battle's still on. It's Christian's close again, so we'll see if he'll get him down here or he'll wait until the next straightaway.
Yeah, we'll jump straight back to that battle in a moment, folks. Just have a look at what happened to Wayne here. And it actually wasn't Wayne that spun. So there you go. I'll blame the director there. So we come back to the battle here between Christian Hinton, Paul Keegan, Miles Bond and Mitchell Taylor. Also, just looking at, is that Jeffrey Price? It is, jumping on the back, so I've got a good battle pack of 5 cars here.
Yeah, I think I'll change my view here because that would be interesting to see 5 of them together.
So we're riding on the roof of Christian now. 296. Is he going to look on the inside? He is. Well, I tell you what, Paul didn't leave him much room as he claimed Curve Grande, but now under brakes, Christian showing his nose. He's going to have to hang on, and he's got a better run. He nearly rear ends him there.
And he loses at least a position probably out of this.
Yeah, it's who's that, Miles Bond there, and Christian's been pushed out. He's going to lose a lot of positions, isn't he?
Yeah, that was tough racing here. He's got to run though. Look at him come back. He's not slowing down. Doing a Shane Van Gisbergen and running on the grass there, right out there. Oh man, this is crazy stuff.
Yeah, 2 wheels in the grass and he's not lifting. Andy got that position, and it's Mitchell Taylor's turn to be shown the side part of the circuit.
Yeah, I mean, you think the bollards were going to destroy the car. I think the boys here are getting a little bit, rubbing his racing sort of attitude at the moment with less than 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, definitely. And looking up front at the moment, folks, Blake Neckwell, he's pretty much got a good gap going here, 1.6 seconds. So he's got this race well and truly in control. Matthew Barron, he's dropped fairways down, so and he doesn't really have anyone challenging him. So I would suspect the top 3 are pretty much set for this race with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'll tentatively agree with you there, Bernie. It's one of those things that the top 3 are there and thereabouts, and there's not much between the rest of them, I suppose.
Yeah, so we'll go back to this battle at the moment, which we were following, because this is really the battle of the race, and that's between Paul Keegan, Miles Bond, Jeffrey Price and Christian Hinton, as we're on the nose cam here, and they're just going past, I think that was Scott Connors, and there was contact.
Yeah, that's massive there. So Scott's had an issue there at some stage.
Yeah, he's going very slowly, and he was running in 13th, so we'll jump back and see if we can work out what's happened to him. Yeah, he's actually lost it, and where was he coming onto? Just at Lesmo there, heavily into the wall, and he's done a flick spin, but I think he might have had a bit of contact with Christian as he went past. As we can see now, the guy's coming through, and we'll see if there's any contact here. Yes, there was, and sorry about that, folks, but he did hit Christian, and that put Scott heavily back into the wall again.
Yeah, and that would ended any good run he had going there, didn't it? He was doing a great job until that point.
Yeah, well, he's got a nice shiny new car. He's coming out probably in about 17th, but at that point he was the mover and shaker, wasn't he? He was running around about 5th or 6th at the time he came unstuck at Lesmo.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame, but oh man, this battle's on for young and old back here.
It certainly is. So at the moment, Miles Bond, Jeffrey Price has moved up, and then Christian, well, he's still trying to get back up to the pointy end of this battle pack, sitting 3rd in the battle pack at the moment. And who was that diving through there? Jeffrey Price, I think.
Yeah, trying to get through there, and yeah, this is not finished with until something major happens, and it's just got that feel, doesn't it, Bernie? It feels like something's going to happen. It's we're either going to lose one driver or we're going to lose a couple of them.
Yeah, I always think of it like temperatures rising, probably in the drivers, but yeah, it's definitely got a feel that something's brewing between these 4.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we've only got 5 minutes to go, folks, so this is really winding down quickly.
Yeah, we can see now Christian having a look on Jeffrey Price here, back on the inside, Curve Grande 2 wide, and just ahead of them though, Miles Bond and Miles and Jeffrey are 2 wide as they come into formation into the chicane, 2 wide again.
Ooh, I reckon there was a little bit of netcode there, unfortunately, for Price. So, but that's released Christian there.
Yeah, it has, but now Christian's got the back of Jeffrey Price just ahead of him. Right behind him is Wayne Stroh. We saw Wayne have a spin earlier, but he's managed to climb onto the back of these 2. And that was Mitchell Taylor, I think you were saying, had a bit of a netcode incident.
Yeah, it's easy enough to get mixed up in the battle here, but yeah, just a small bit of net code. I couldn't really see a big hit there, so unfortunate there. And it's going to happen a little bit too, isn't it, with this such a big field around here? So bit of a shame, but he's still back on it. He's still on the tail end of this little pack here.
Yeah, and we're on the roof of Christian again, and what's he going to do? Try to throw it down the middle? I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to try and split him, and he thinks twice about it, and he jumps right on the back there of Jeffrey Price, and he's actually bump drafting here.
Not a bad way of doing it to try and push the other guy in front, but you've got to be careful as you go into the corner. Yeah,
well, while he was doing that, we had Miles Bond sitting the car right beside him and boxing him in. Now Christian dives in, cuts the nose off Miles, and dives on the outside of Jeffrey Price there. So that was good defensive driving by Christian.
Yeah, fantastic driving, and he's putting back up into another position, trying to go forward. Definitely seems fairly quick here at the moment, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, the way they were positioned there and the way Miles boxed Christian in, I was having flashbacks to the Need for Speed type racing games where the cops used to do that to you to stop you running away. But in true style of Need for Speed, Mr. Hinton somehow, as he gets it a bit loose, got past. So all that good work now that you've talked him up, Adrian, has gone to naught because he's gone all the way back to the back of the pack.
Yeah, but still, that wasn't me.
Yeah, and he is right at the back of the pack now, would you believe?
Yeah, a little coming together again back here, so which is a shame, but he's definitely quicker.
Oh, he's definitely quicker. I'm having a look at the livery on his car. I thought he was missing a front guard, but it's because he's painted them black, and if you look at the right angle, you can actually see through all the cracks and see the front wheel.
Exposed wheel.
Yeah, just through the vents there. I think it's a feature.
Well, Bernie, we're getting down to it. I'm going to quickly jump back to see how these boys are at the front at the moment, because we're getting near the end now. I think they've probably got about 2 laps to go.
Yeah, well, the gap that I can see on my telemetry was about 6.5 seconds from Blake back to Josh, and Josh had about 1.5 seconds up on Matthew Barron in third.
Yeah, well, Blake is now coming up to the back section, so the couple of right-handers here with a minute to go, so be interesting to see how close this is. This will maybe the last lap, or he'll get one more to go.
Yeah, he's just coming down into Ascari, I think it is, so it's going to be close. 44 seconds. I think he should get through here and we'll get another lap, and but that'll be it pretty much.
Yeah, my telemetry's telling me I've got about a lap to go with Blake, so yeah, more than likely he's just going to scoot over that line and trip over, so we'll have one more lap to go. So it looks like Blake's coming up to do his last lap.
And he's just coming up to lap the number 62 there, and I'm just trying to get a name. That's Mark Dredge that he's lapping now. 7 seconds, 6 seconds to go as he crosses the line, and he'll get the white flag pretty much straight away, and there's the white flag now. So he was only out by about 4 seconds.
Yeah, but don't forget, if you're really close to the start-finish line, I'm pretty certain that they'll throw you around again anyway, so so you get the white flag. So I'm pretty certain we've seen that before as well.
Yeah, probably, but you know, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning, let alone what we were calling whenever we were calling last time.
Okay, Mr. L's timers.
Yes, well, who are you again? I definitely can't forget you. You're like so memorable.
Oh, no, I'm easy enough to forget. Once I'm gone, that's it. Everyone will forget.
Well, looking at this race at the moment, folks, we're on the last lap. Only 14 cars out of the 40 are on the lead lap. We have had some retirements, and we'll go through those in the full results. But it's definitely been a very interesting race back here. At the moment, Jeffrey Price, he's got a good gap back on Miles Bond. Miles is still defending from Wayne, and where are we? We can see now Blake coming across the line to take the checkered flag, and he takes out round 2. Fantastic job there. And Josh Skin not too far behind. Strong drive by him to come home second, and we should have Matty Barron right behind him there for 3rd position. So that's your podium. But let's have a look back at this battle between Wayne and Miles, because they were fighting pretty hard, and of course Mitchell and Christian back here were also fighting, so that battle pack spread out a fair bit.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Probably a few lap cars in there, and we've got Adam Briggs coming across the line in a second or two to take 4th position. There he goes, and then just waiting for Richard to come along and take 5th place. So Richard Hunter 5th spot there, and then we come back to Wayne Hewitt Bernie coming over in 6th.
Yeah, we can see Wayne now taking the checkered flag. The gap from 4th to 1st was 47 seconds, and the gap between 4th and 3rd was 39 seconds. So a huge gap from Adam back up to the top 3 there.
Yeah, and looks like Christian couldn't recover to get his positions back, which is a shame. He was pretty racy there, but unfortunately he didn't get it done.
And Matthew Mann, he will come across to, well, I'm not sure if he's taken the checkered flag. He was classified in 15th position. David Miller classified in 18th position. So it's pretty much, I think all the ones on the lead lap have taken the checkered flag. So let's go through the full results of tonight's race. So round 2 was won by Blake Neck. He had a 7.6 second gap over Josh Skin in 2nd. 3rd, Matthew Barron, followed by Adam Briggs in 4th. 5th, Richard Hunter. Wayne Hewitt comes home in 6th. Paul Keegan 7th, followed closely by Jeffrey Price in 8th. Then Miles Bond and Wayne Stroh were battling out for 9th and 10th position. Out of finishing in 11th was Christian Hinton, followed by Mitchell Taylor in 12th. 13th, David Lord, and the last one on the lead lap. Tony Pincan comes home in 14th. 15th was Matthew Mann. 16th, Darren Vouch. 17th, Stephen Burgess, followed by David Miller and Sean Watts 19th. Mark Hagaratz comes home in 20th and 2 laps down, followed by Gareth Lavelle in 21st and Warren Pickering in 22nd. 23rd, Ricky Coles, followed by Oliver Fullerton in 24th. 25th, Alistair Whelan and 3 laps down, followed by Mark Dredge and John Davey. 28th, Mark Pesavento, followed by Brian Inglis in 29th, and 30th was Stuart Fullerton. 5 laps down was Stephen Apps in 31st, followed by Scott Connors in 32nd. 33rd, Anthony Green. 9 laps down in 34th was Jason Bentz. 35th and 14 laps down, so we're into our retirements now, was Evan Coleman, retired. Gregory White in 36 also retired. We lost Reg James, and as well as Michael Hammond. Jeff Rayleigh retired quite early in the race. Adam Highland, well, he didn't start the race, so I'm assuming he might have been race control tonight.
Could have well been. So that was quite a big list, but and they stayed in there, which is really great. It's good to see that the boys are hanging in there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very good to see all the cars pretty much finished. We did have some retirements, but hopefully they got a good amount of running in before they had to pull the pin on their cars, or they might have still finished and they were just a long way down. But yeah, that was the Corvette C7 racing, folks. I hope you all enjoyed it out there. I definitely enjoyed calling it. What about you, Adrian? What did you think of tonight's racing?
No, it was everything I expected, and a lot of high-speed racing, a lot of high-speed spins. It was brilliant. The boys are turning on again, so well done to everyone that raced tonight. It was a brilliant bit of racing.
Yeah, it certainly was. And folks, this Friday night, we've got the final round of the SRT V8 Supercars. It's at Bathurst, and it's a retro round. So if you like your V8 Supercars, tune in for that. And we're slowly seeing the series winding down, aren't we, as we're coming into the Christmas season?
Yeah, everything's winding down, getting into Christmas. It's one of those things. Everyone's got plans and to be made. For myself, I've got other things that weren't plans and weren't really needed at this present time. But unfortunately, life can be a pain in the butt. But look, we move on, and hopefully next year might be bigger and better for us.
Yeah, so looking at the coming couple of weeks here, folks, we've got, as I said, the SRT V8 Supercars final round this Friday night. We've got the third round of the Blancpain Endurance series on Saturday night on RRTV. The final round of the Monday Night Light Skippies will be run next Monday for 2016, and then the 13th we'll come back with the Corvette C7s, and we'll finish the year out with the fourth round of the Blancpain Endurance Series. So plenty of racing still to be had on RRTV, and as I said, we'll be broadcasting up till the 17th, and then we'll be coming back. Well, I'll be coming back around about the 7th or 8th of January, so there won't be too long for you guys to wait before the sim racing action happens once more. But anyway, Adrian, it's been a pleasure as always, mate, and I guess I should let you get to sleep because it's 9:30 Queensland time, which means you're about 2 hours past your bedtime.
Yeah, it is, because I've got to get up and go to work and actually physically work, unlike some people that I know. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough ask for me.
Yeah, so I don't know who was having a go at there, folks, but I could guess. But anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage, and as much as Adrian and I did calling it. Hopefully we'll also see you Friday night for the final round of the SRT V8 Endurance Series. But until then, on behalf of Adrian Jarvis, I'm Bernie Weemers. We wish you a very good evening, and look forward to having your company back again on Friday evening.